Hello everybody. Today we're going to do a little bit of sound design. We're going to dive into the world of synthesizers. We're going to make some synth patches. We're going to do all kinds of stuff like that. And we're using exclusively today the Arturia stuff. So I'm using some of these old vintage synths, some of their new stuff, a really interesting synth which many of you already know about called Pigments, which we'll be diving into, and a couple of their effects. But we're just going to be having a bit of fun. I'm also going to be using this, which is a virtual recreation of a penny whistle. It's really, look, you'd think it's real, wouldn't you? Not a bit of software. It's amazing. Anyway, we're going to be using that as well, and I'll show you how. Right, here we go. So what we're going to do is we start with a blank page. Blank pages aren't scary. They're filled with opportunity. Okay? We'll see, won't we? Right. I have no idea what we're going to do. I have literally no idea. So I'm going to go in here and create an instrument. We're not going to start with Pigments. We're going to start with an old one. Because what Arturia really do very well is produce, okay, CS80. Oh, do you remember the CS80? Back in the 80s? No, you probably don't, because you're way too young. CS80 weighed about the same as a large cow and sounded marvellous. And it was absolutely the most definitive sound of the 80s. You know, if you listen to some of those things like, what was it, Brothers in Arms and things like that, it's all, and it's got that kind of, it's got a huge warmth to it. And you see, if you look at the thing, you know, it was packed with valves and all kinds of things. It's a lovely sound, and it still holds up today as a really great sound. So let's choose something. I don't know. What's deep modulator? Oh, that does it straight away. That is a CS80 sound. So I'm just going to start by creating a sort of drone. Right, having done that, what I'm going to do is I'm now going to create an effects track. We're staying with the old Arturia stuff today, so we're going to stay with an Arturia effect. Here we go. I think this is it, isn't it? Arturia Reverb Intensity. Yeah, that's the one I like. Configuration, stereo. And we're going to call it Reverb, which I'm going to spell correctly. For a change. That makes it astonishing. Right, let's get this thing up. It's Infinity. It's one of these, it's a, algorithmic, and it just goes on forever. I really like it. And size, I want size massive. Width, rec level, grader, wet, because it's going in as a insert effect, because if you put reverb on an aux channel like this and then send it from the channel, you want it 100% wet. So here we go. So from the CS80, we then go to sends. We go here. We send to the reverb. Turn it on. Listen to that. Okay, I like that. Right. Now, I am very fond of doing this, as you know, and you can see me do it a lot today. We're going to bounce this to audio. Now, because I do this day in, day out, on my Streamdeck, which is this little box here, with all these buttons are pre-configured to certain hot key commands, that one is render in place. And so if we go back here and I hit that, where's my super source thing? Here we go. Right, when I hit this, you'll see, bong, it renders the whole thing as a piece of audio. Now that's really useful, because what I can do with it, I can fade it in and out. I can then duplicate the track, which is another button like that. And then if I want this to go on for ages, I can just sort of checkerboard it like that. And now we've got a piece which is going to go. Okay. I can do other things with it. Look, I'm going to start with that. I quite like that. It's a little bit straight at the moment. What I tend to do is I tend to layer up lots of instruments together so that then it sounds a bit more interesting. Right, let's add another one. Another one, let's see. Okay, how about, what was this one? CMI. Oh, is that the Fairlight? Or was it a Synclavier? I can't remember. Something which was about £1 zillion back in the 80s, which is now just a bit of software. Here, that's the classic. Oh, yeah. That. Oh, yeah. Do you know? Ooh. Look, I honestly... Okay, look, I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to go send. I'm going to put that through the reverb too, because I want this big dreamy sound. Now, in terms of music, I was mostly playing sort of little open fifths and things like that going out here. So with the vocals, I can add some additional colour and texture to the chords. So we'll see what happens. No, I'm not going to come straight in with a major third. That's ridiculous, Guy. What are you thinking? Let's go back to that, actually. Okay, now I'm going to render that in place, and then, oops, except I'm going to do it properly. There we go. Render in place, turn it into audio, then I'm going to copy it, then I'm going to reverse the second one, so that little sequence is going to go forwards, then it's going to go backwards. But because there's no real attack on it, you're not going to notice. And then I'm going to fade it in very slowly like this. Here we go. And I'm going to fade it out at the other end. There we go. Now, this might sound absolutely terrible, but I'm sort of hoping it's going to sound all right. Do you know what? That CS80 is just sounding a little bit straight for me at the moment. Let me go in and see what else I can find. There's some kind of weird thing in here. Oh, Fragments. Fragments is a sort of... it's a granular synthesis engine, but it can sound really amazing. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, that's a bit better. That's so much better. Oh, yeah. Do you see what I mean? Isn't that instantly kind of... I think that's great. I listen to granular synthesis all day long. I love it. Right. So I'm going to put it down to one track. Right, okay. I might also just put a tiny bit of filter on the top of it. Is that necessary, Guy? I don't think it is necessary, actually. I don't know what all these filters do. Let's have a look. They're all probably drawn... Oh, my Lord. What is going on here? You can't go granular mad, Guy. I can. If I want to, I can go granular mad. What happens if you put Fragments on the vocal? No, too much. Get rid of it, quick. There. Okay, that's better. Anyway. Right. Now, we've got a kind of good basis for what we're doing here. I now want something cheeky to put on the top, which is going to go a bit, woo! Okay, so what I thought we'd do, the thing about the Arturia classic synths, the vintage synths, which is their, where they started out, as you can tell, all this stuff, is, and I'll show you a good example, actually. Where's one? The Buchla Easel. Here we go. So look, you take a look at this instrument. Its strength is, it is a very accurate recreation of the original synth. The weakness is, it's a very accurate recreation of the original synth. I mean, look at it. Where's the on knob? Where's the filter? This was created back in the day before anybody really worked out how all these UIs work. So a lot of the time you open up this thing and scratch your head a bit and go, where's the button? But Arturia have a solution to this. It's called Analog Lab. And what they do is essentially, let's add Analog Lab and I'll show you what it means. Where is it? Come on. There you go. Call it Al for the moment. Here we go. Open up. Open wide. That's it. So it's basically presets. And so if we decide the Buchla Easel is just too much like hard work to get to know, I can open him up. But then I get all these kind of normal controls down the bottom. Stop! That's the other thing. Hang on. Come on, Buchla Easel. Bassline. No, we don't want really bottom. Snare, no. Rhythm and sequence. Oh, yeah. Actually, I do want that. Okay. I want that. I want to use that little pulsing synthy thing because I think that might be quite fun. Oh, look, there we go. It's done it. So the thing with the Analog Labs is, the other thing I should just explain while we're here, is, okay, do you see all these little numbers across the bottom here? If you're fortunate enough to have one of their keyboards and you go to Analog Lab button, you can move all the knobs and all the stuff on the screen syncs up with it, and it's all great, and it kind of just... So you've got a control surface to go with it, which is very, very nice. Okay, so we're going to have our little bubbly thing going on down the bottom there, okay, because I want this sort of slightly pulsy thing going on. Okay, and now I'm going to... There we go. What I might do is put some delays across this, actually. I might fade it in very slowly as well. Okay, I'm with that. Right, now, what did I say about this virtual recreation of a penny whistle, which is entirely made of digital video. It doesn't really exist. It's not in my hand, but it sounds exactly like one. And I played a phrase with it, and I put it into... so I've got a little audio snippet of it. Let's get Pigments up. I love Pigments. I mean, the learning... It's a very... Apart from anything... It's a very, very beautiful synthesizer. It's just, doesn't that look nice? Look at all this stuff going on. Anyway, you can have analog synth. This is where the sound sources, you can have ordinary analog synths, which is any old waveform you like. You can have wavetables, which they've got millions and millions, and you can add your own. And there's samples. What's harmonic? I don't even know what harmonic is. Samples is so cool. Look, what you can do, if you go right down to the bottom to this little cheeky one here. Can you see that? It says, look, if you're watching me on a mobile phone, you can't see that. And it says imported. There you go. You can see it now. So click on imported. And there it goes. And do you see in the bottom of that imported window, there's a little... There, look, you can go in here and you can choose a sample and you can import it. And then we can put it into the sample engine and play it. And then you can do anything. You can do anything you could normally do. We can then filter it. I'm gonna let's add okay. So we can add some effects to it. We add what are we going to add? A delay, ping pong. Now tuning wise. Okay, I'm not loving the piano, to be absolutely honest, right now. It's not the right vibe for what I'm trying to do here. Let's go new preset, start again, go back to the synth, go to the sample. I'm going to use a sample, but I'm going to use a different one. Let's go down to imported. I've already got my whistle sample. I told you I was going to use it. Here it is. Or something like that I played in. And here it is inside the engine. That's good. Let's get the... oh, where's the envelope gone? Oh, there it is. Come on. I need a lot more to release on. Now we can granularize it. I like that sound. I think it's good. I told you it was going to be worth waiting for that. Here we go. It needs even more decay. And it needs a little bit less of the... And it needs a bit more of the reverb. See if that's any good. Here we go. Bounce him out. Turn him into a little event. Okay, stick another one there. I should say, if you like this kind of thing, we do produce the odd course on how to write music, writing cinematic music, sound design, mixing, all kinds of stuff like that. Go and check out ThinkSpace Education Courses. Just Google ThinkSpace Courses and up will pop. Right, where was I? Now let's add in... what else are we going to do? We're going to add in... Augmented is a series of instruments which start out, as far as I can gather, with real acoustic samples, and then they're messed up the way you do. Do you see what I mean? So what have we got? What have we got? I don't know what we've got going on here. Listen, and it's morphing. Okay, let's see how we can make this fit in with this piece. Okay, that's quite nice. There, look. All of a sudden, it's starting to sound like a piece of nonsense. We're going to have a few more of these. I need a proper instrument in here somewhere, don't I? Or do I? Or is it just a kind of nice vibe and a sort of... Oh, I don't know. What am I going to go with next? Mellotron? No. Oh, God, I could go for... Well... I think probably we're past the point of Jupiter 8, but let's see. Hello. Okay. Reduce the res. Increase the decay time. Let's put in another effect. Let's go for a bit of mild distortion. How about that? What's that going to sound like? It's not very warm. I'd like a warmer one. Ooh, tape mellow. Is that going to be too subtle? Wow! Okay, that wasn't what I was expecting at all. Let's try that one. That's quite nice and crunchy. Yeah, thanks. Then after that, I might put a filter because it's getting a bit bright. I have no idea how these filters work. We're about to find out. Give me a nice big cutoff frequency. That's okay. Bit of reverb. I quite like that. Bit more release. Bit crunchy, but I don't care. Here we go. Right, we'll start on the bottom C. Here we go. Not sure. Look, I've been going almost half an hour. I can't go over half an hour. It's a internet law. If I go over half an hour, you all turn into pumpkins. So I better come up with a better idea than that quickly. Right. No, we're not changing the CS80. We're going back to the Jupiter 8. Will do it. It will do it. It's the. I've just got. No. Yep, that'll do. Take the. Yep, take off a little bit of that and take off a bit of the filter so it's a little bit brighter. Okay. and add some delay to this end of it, and then I'm going to call it done. I don't know which. I can never remember which of these delays does what. Delay. Give me some. Yep, I'll go with that. That's my little motif. That's it. That is the piece. It's done. Is it a piece? Is it done? Well, sort of, kind of. I don't know. Look, so what I was trying to do here, as much as anything, is not produce a wonderful piece of music, but just show you some of the potential there is in, you know, all these vintage synths and incredible synthesizers and plugins and things where you can just mess about with stuff. Some of it works, some of it doesn't work particularly well, and then, you know, we have only been at it for just about half an hour, which is, in the great scheme of things, is not that much. So let's have one more performance. And I want you to imagine the sun rising over a river in the heart of China and all that kind of thing. And shall we try and get the mix a little bit better, maybe? I don't know. Mix, Guy? You don't do mixing? No, Tim does mixing. Guy just does messing about. I know what I'm going to do. There you go, all done. That's it. Absolutely great stuff. I use the Arturia stuff all the time, and you know, you just got. It doesn't always work. You know, you go in there, and sometimes you get the right sound, and sometimes you don't. But what I really like, it's taken me a long time to discover Pigments, which is a really, really powerful synthesizer. It's almost a powerful sampler, as you can tell, and granular synthesis engine. It's got a lot going for it, and just the ability to stick your own samples in there, like my entirely virtual 3D penny whistle, makes all the difference. Anyway, hope you found that mildly entertaining. If you did, you can always subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back and do more stuff like this almost straight away. See you very soon. Bye-bye.